Hey guys, so this is my rice water rinse for the LABS. All I did was throw maybe about 2 cups of rice in a similar bowl to this. Filled it up with water, non-chlorinated water. You could use filtered water, distilled water. Don't just use some tap water unless you're throwing some ascorbic acid in there to dechlorinate and dechloraminate. But anyway, so here's a rice water rinse. It's been about 3 days. I just threw the rice in there, put water on it, washed my rice in it, poured the water out and into this bowl, and threw some paper over it. This is a coffee filter, but you can throw any paper and a rubber band over it just to keep some bugs out. But anyway, it's hard to see. It is kind of separating down in there. There's a separate layer right on the bottom here. They say once it smells sweet, 3 to 5 days, and it smells sweet. Unfortunately, I had COVID recently. I can't smell anything, but it's been like 3.5, almost 4 days. So I'm gonna go for it. But then I'll show you the second part to this later today. But there's the rice water rinse, and that's how you start it out. Okay, so here's my rice water wash. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in here, like so. And then I'm supposed to inoculate the milk like 1 to 10 parts. So this might be a lot of rice water, but actually it probably is a lot of rice water. Maybe I'm gonna dump out some of that, because even if I filled it all the way with milk, that'd be a lot. So let's try something more like that in this big old jar. So it's supposed to be 1 to 10, the 10 being the milk. So I don't know, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you could eyeball it. I'm gonna eyeball it. Get us milk out, regular old Kroger whole milk.
So you gotta stand up and push in.
We're just gonna start filling.
Stand up, Mama. This one. Okay. I got this.
It's too tight.
No,
Push tight.
So there you have it. I did 1 to 10. 1 part the rice water rinse, sat for 3 to 5 days. The rest milk. We're not gonna lid this. We're gonna put another piece of paper over it, rubber band. I'm kind of running out of time, so I'm just showing you guys what's up. But that'll inoculate the milk, and we'll start getting curds up here and way down here. And you don't want the bottom stuff, and the top stuff you can use for cheese, the curds. And then in the middle will all be the lactic acid bacteria serum. And we'll extract that real carefully so as not to disturb all this and the stuff on the bottom. But this sets for 48 hours. Could take a little longer, a little less time. It just depends on your area and how warm it is and things like that. So there you have it. I'll keep you posted. Okay guys, so this is after inoculating the milk with our rice water wash. We're just over 24 hours, maybe about 28 to 30 hours right now into this process. So I just wanted to show how it's super separating. It's one of the craziest things to watch. It's so cool. It's very interesting to me. But anyways, yeah, that's the lactic acid bacteria serum right there, the clear stuff. This is going to go up a lot higher. The curds are going to condense as they go through osmosis and go up here. And then, they're thickening and they're excreting out the liquid. And then we're going to excrete out more of their liquid and then heat them up, excrete out more of their liquid. Throw some salt in that cheese, press it as best we can. And then we are going to, one of these times we're going to wax the cheese. It can stay good for like 100 years if you wax it. So we'll check that out. I'm not sure if we're gonna try to do any kind of rind on our cheeses. It does require like some kind of special kind of bacteria to inoculate the edges with before you wax it. But we might do that in the future. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, that's what she's looking like right now. So these are kind of the materials that I use for this. Inside here is our LABS, Lactic Acid Bacteria Serum. And this up here we're going to use to make some cheese. So we're going to pull our lid off. It's been 48 hours since this has been inoculated. Pull our lid off. We're going to try not to disturb this very much. We're going to try and cut into it. We want to cut it. We don't want to mix it back into the labs. So we're going to cut it into 4 pieces to start with. These are the curds. Okay, now we cut it. We're going to try and real carefully pull some of it out. I'm going to throw it in here. This is just pantyhose. But it looks like it will work for a filter for me. I'm going to try and not let it go back into the LABS though. Just real carefully take out all the curds. My kids are very curious about this video, so you might hear them in it. That's all right. They want to see. They like to watch this kind of stuff too. You know, it's not really separating back in there too crazy anyways. So that's good. This is nice solid curds. All right. That's basically the curds out of it. Now the process of making the cheese is going to take a little more than this, but basically we're going to press this. I'm going to use this and get all the juice out that I can. And then I'm also going to heat it on the stove really slowly, which will extract more of the juice. And then I'm going to repress it again. And then you have the option to seal it in wax. Like if you want your, you know, we're going to season it after we cook it up on the stove, but that'll be a different separate video. So for the LABS, this is basically it here. We don't want these curds in our LABS, so you know, we'll extract it with the turkey baster now real quick. I got these 2 jars for it. I thought these were cool. They're just spaghetti jars, but they actually have ounces on it. And when you use this for your plants, you're gonna use a 1/2 ounce per gallon of water when you water. So just gonna suck this stuff up. Oh, that wasn't very, let's move the cheese for a minute. Keep these real close. It's definitely got a little smell to it, that's for sure. Right, babe? If you have stuff on the bottom of your jar, which you almost always end up with, you don't, you know, the white stuff, you don't want to extract that. You want to get just the juice, just the pure LABS. So I like the turkey baster for this, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I'm not trying to get all those chunks, so it allows me to kind of pull from the middle. So you get the idea. This is going to take a while, but this is LABS right here, pure LABS, and you can store it in your fridge. You can also super saturate it with brown sugar or molasses, where you would fill it so full of that it will last a lot longer and you wouldn't have to refrigerate it. But we're not going to go that route this time. I'm going to throw this in the fridge, and I'm going to mix it with some fermented fruit juice to help that process, and I'll also be adding it into my water for my cannabis plants during flower.